Are you a power runner? You've got great gym numbers, maybe a 2 times body weight squat, a big deadlift, explosive lifts across the board. But when it comes time to sprint, something's missing. Feeling stiff, slow, or even disconnected. You feel powerful, but you're not getting faster. Today, we're breaking down that exact problem through sprint footage, mine, and maybe yours if you see similarities, and talking about how strength without coordination might be holding you back more than you think. Here is my first rep of a 0 to 20 meter sprint earlier this year, back in March. According to Freelap, I clocked a 3.26 second, which is on paper really solid, but the numbers don't tell the whole story, so let's break it down. First, I'm going to be looking at are my hip angles rising appropriately as I accelerate. And I'm going to be breaking this down frame by frame. Now, let's take a look at a side angle from 10 to 20 meters. Right away, you can see that I'm doing a solid job with gradual rise. My posture is improving step by step, and my displacement is increasing with each stride. But here's the thing that stood out to me when I reviewed the video. At the 20-meter mark, I actually lost some height, and that's a red flag. As my speed increases, my hip height or center of mass should be rising, not dropping. A dip at 20 meters suggests that I might be overreaching, collapsing, or simply just losing projection as I transition into upright mechanics. Ideally, both displacement and vertical rise should continue to progress together throughout this phase, so I know this is something that I need to clean up on once I begin sprinting again. Continuing with the same clip, this is where we dive into my limb switching mechanics and split angles. Ideally, as I pick up speed, I should be hitting larger front to back leg separation. That is that big split angle you see in high level sprinters during max velocity. But here's the problem. Even as my speed increases, my split angle does not improve. For me, that's usually a sign of stiffness, or more specifically, a lack of neuromuscular control and rhythm. It tells me that I'm doing something wrong, where my body cannot register opening up as I build up more speed. In this March rep, I really only hit one solid angle, and that's my second to last stride. Everything before that was tight and compressed. So even though I was strong, the movement wasn't coordinated enough to express that power efficiently, and that's a big piece that I'll be working on. Now let's take a look at my vertical bounce throughout this rep. Ideally, as I accelerate, my lift off the ground should gradually build and then stabilize as I move into a more upright position. That rising motion helps create space to switch my limbs efficiently and transition smoothly into max velocity mechanics. But in this rep, that did not happen. My vertical bounce stayed flat even as my speed increased. That's a red flag. It suggests that I wasn't rising into better positions, and more importantly, I wasn't generating the elastic force needed to set up proper flight and clean switching. And what's even more telling is this: the one stride where I had the biggest vertical lift was also the same stride where I hit my best front to back leg split. That's not a coincidence. It shows a direct correlation between mechanical timing and force output. When the shapes are right, the system works better. The problem is that it only happened once in the rep, which tells me there's still inconsistency in my rhythm and posture that I need to work through. So, what can we actually do about all this? What if you're dealing with the same issues I just broke down? Stiffness, poor limb switching, lack of rise, or flat vertical bounce. For me, it comes down to three key priorities. Number one, technique. I'll need to keep refining my angles, making sure I hit the right shapes in warm ups, drills, and every sprint rep. I have to simulate the positions I want to express later at speed. So that means no skipping steps. Number two, posture and rhythm. If I'm not rising smoothly or switching efficiently, that's on me to rebuild the rhythm. So, what that looks like will be starting with slower speeds, going through reps analysis and self coaching feedback, and then gradually over time, building speed while holding the same proper rhythms and postures. Number three is elastic force production. This is huge. I'll be emphasizing plyometrics and Olympic weightlifting variations over the next few training cycles. These tools will help me express force with timing, not just strength, and that's what I'm missing. I'm committing to these elements long term until my body adapts. And only then will I know what the next weak link is. Because the moment I start to show another faulty mechanic, I'll know it's time to recalibrate again. Sprinting isn't just about going fast, it's about doing the right things in the right order at the right time and being willing to rebuild when things break down. I have not been doing things perfect, but I'm learning, adapting, and sharing the process so maybe someone else out there doesn't make the same mistakes. If this video helped you reflect on your own mechanics or mindset, drop a comment down below, hit the like button, and consider subscribing. Let's keep sprinting smart and stay healthy doing it. I'll catch you in the next one.